Yo, yo, yo! What up? This is Scoozy, and I'm back with a brand new episode from the Prime Craft server. Now, last episode, if you remember, we killed the End Dragon a whole bunch of times. Yep. And we also got pranked. Foix and Vitigarvia hid some noisemakers underneath our lawn. There is one of the setups still here. I haven't taken it apart yet because it doesn't seem to be working at the moment anyway, so I'm going to leave it down there as kind of like a memento to the prank. Yeah, and then that was basically all we got done in the last episode. Kind of not super productive, but in between last episode and now, I've worked on the base a bit. I've added these kind of towers on the four corners. I'll take you up and give you a little look at those. So basically what I'm thinking for these is they're like a combination storage silo and support for the main structure, and I'm going to beef these up a little bit, maybe make them into an arch, these kind of connecting arms. That's just there now to make sure that they're all spaced properly from the building. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting. To me they do look a lot like silos, more like silos and less like support structures, but I think once I put these kind of arched cross members, I guess you'd call them, and beef it up a little bit, I think it will help with the illusion. I also went inside and put the glowstone. I replaced the smooth andesite. Yeah, smooth andesite. I replaced that with glowstone on all of the levels, and they are just right to make the center block like level 8. So nothing can spawn in there anymore, which is great. And also, since last episode, I've done a bunch of villager sorting, and I'll run a little clip right now of the aftermath of what that looked like for the people who weren't up to our standards. All right. I think it's important to bear in mind that they're just villagers. Come on, it's not like they're real humans or anything. It's all in good fun, right? And you know, that's why we built that. That's what it's all there for. So yeah, you know, don't judge me for that. But anyways, all my trading with villagers today has made me realize that we need to get better sources of items to trade for emeralds. Paper is just not cutting it, and also we need to be able to feed our villagers something other than wheat, because I'm so sick and tired of harvesting and replanting this wheat. So I think for the minute, we're gonna build some farms down here to grow carrots and potatoes that we can trade with our farmer villagers for emeralds. And then on top of this structure, once this is done, not today, but in a different episode, we will add a wheat farm. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is work on this a little bit. Maybe I'll explain how it works. So I saw this, the tutorial for this. It was by a guy named Cortezarino. Yeah, sounds about right. And I'm not sure 100% if he came up with this design or not. I've seen similar designs built by many other people, but that doesn't mean anything. He could have been the creator, but that's the video that I watched to get the inspiration for this. And he builds basically just one of these little tiny farms here, and this is the internal footprint of the farm. It's a 5x5 with this little 3 block add-on, and then you need walls around it. So it's a pretty small footprint for the farm, and I'm doing 8 of them around this central area. Central area I'm going to use for item collection and transportation out of this building, because eventually I want to hook it up over there. But I don't know. We'll see about that in the future. But for now, this is where everything's going to collect and be stored. And I think the one layer should be good. One layer that would be 4 farms for potatoes, 4 farms for carrots, and because I was just thinking we could put another level fairly easily on top of this one, but I don't know if we're going to need that much. So what I'll do is we'll start with this, and if it's producing fast enough, we'll leave it with the 1 layer, and if not, then I can add another one fairly easily. But I'm going to get building on this a little bit more, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I got a few of the units in now, and I thought I'd bring you back and show you how I am building these, because it's a little different than the Cortezarino tutorial. Yeah, not too different, but I'll show you what I'm doing here. So basically, the way this farm works is you'll plant it with your entire crop, except for these 2 spaces here. Then you chuck your villager in. Now the villager is going to spend his entire time in here trying to plant whenever he can. So these 2 spaces will be empty. He's going to walk over like this and plant. Now as soon as he goes to plant this one, he's going to hit this pressure plate. And this pressure plate is going to update both blocks beside it. And the real secret to this farm is that once the walls and the roof are on, the light level on these 2 squares is going to be 8. And what that means is that it's too dark for plants and they will uproot as soon as the block is updated. So let me sleep here real quick. I should have prepared for that. Yeah, so basically the farmer's walking around doing his thing, planting, and then he's like, oh look, one of those 2 squares needs a crop. So he walks over and he plants his carrot or his potato or whatever it is. And then when he goes to walk away, he hits the pressure plate that updates the block, and because the light level is too low, the crop will be ejected. Now, the way that Cortezarino had his farm is underneath the farm block. There was a hopper minecart, and then underneath the hopper minecart was a line of hoppers. And I didn't want to make this another block taller or dig down another block, so what I'm doing is I have my hopper lines, and all of these hopper lines connect to either this hopper or this hopper. So all the farms will spit out into those 2 spots, and I figure that way I can combine them and then use like a dropper elevator or something to get them out if I need. But basically what I'm doing is inside of both of these blocks here is the hopper minecart. So I want to show you what I mean by that. So basically I will come in here, and this block is going to be a pressure plate, as well as this block and this block. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those in, and then I'll put in my back wall here. This is going to be farmland, and this is going to be farmland, and then we need our side walls in like this. So I'm going to go ahead and just do all that real quick. And this is a little bit of a trickier build if you do it this way, but really it's not that difficult. So what I'm going to do is I have some slime blocks here, some of these, and I have my 2 hopper mine carts. So I'm going to go like this, and the reason I'm using slime blocks is just because you can punch them really fast instead of needing a tool. Like that. Hit those both out, and now both of those are going to be brought in here, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go and grab those out. Get back up here. Okay, so now we do the dirt, and so you just place a dirt block above each one of them like that. And then you want to come up like this. And then you take your piston and you stick it to the underside like that. Put your button, hit the button, and that's it. So now we have a hopper minecart sitting on top of a hopper inside that dirt block. So anything I throw here is automatically getting picked up and then brought here. So that'll be your carrots or your potatoes once the farm's running. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that again. Piston, activate like that. There you are. So, and it occurred to me too that I believe this is very similar to, if not identical, to the farm that AZ Badfish put up over in the community district. And I'm going to head over there in a little bit and I'll show you the ones that he did, because the work he's done over there is just insane. Like the amount of work he's done just for the rest of us to have access to things is just so crazy. So I want to go over and showcase it for you so that you can appreciate, like we do, the amount of work that he's done. Yeah, so I'm just going to place my water in there, and that helps keep all the farmland hydrated. And I believe it speeds up the growing time of plants, but I don't know. So yeah, that's basically the layer done. All I need to do to finish it is add there is a row of blocks that'll go right here, and then above that will be windows, and then above that is a row of lights. And yeah, and then obviously the walls separating each of the cells, and I got to finish this one here and that one there, and then once all those are done, we'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I'm back here and I'm in the community farms area, and this was all of this here was AZ Badfish. He built this, so he has I'm pretty sure, like I said, this is the exact same setup we have. He's done it so that there are villagers on either side, but if you can see there, basically what he's doing is he's trying to plant them there, and see, it won't go because it's too dark. And then as soon as he moves onto one of these pressure plates, come on, you can move, villager. As soon as he moves, it's going to update the block that has the crops in it, and they are going to be ejected. Come on, you. Anyhow, oh, there you go. Just happened there. So yeah, he built those. There's like carrots, potatoes. I think maybe like four of each. Anyways, all of those items get collected along with the sugar cane, and there's a melon and pumpkin farm just around the corner here, over there. And yeah, all of that stuff gets collected, sorted, and then loaded into shulker boxes for the server's convenience. Like this is crazy. You just come up here, wheat, and once you've emptied the box, you drop it down there, and oh no. Oh, I think I can just rescue this from the side, maybe. There we go. Yeah, so down there is the storage area, and yeah, it'll just reload new shulkers full of items. Like that's just crazy. So what I'm gonna do while I'm here is I'm just gonna take a couple stacks of carrots and a couple stacks of potatoes that we can use to start our farm. Sugarcane, pumpkins, melons, wheat, carrots. So just need about 2 stacks of each, and potatoes, 2 stacks of each. So thank you very much, AZ, for all of this hard work. I think it's great. You're a hard-working individual. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, so on behalf of everybody, thanks a lot. I'll give you a little look up here. This is the wheat farm on top. Pretty amazing. And then this is a cool design. The hopper minecart drives around on the tracks, and when it's on the layer, it's picking up items from the layer above and activating the pistons to like harvest the melons on each layer. It's a really cool design, and then it all unloads at the end, and like look at it, boom, 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 boom. It's incredible. So that's a really cool farm too. So anyways, I'm going to zip back now, and I'll show you what we have done. I should probably sleep as well, because this is going to be covered in mobs. But yeah, there we are. We got our system in place. And Each one of these little areas is its own farm, and all they need now are for me to plant the crops and bring in the brown coats to do the work. And then it's aesthetics. So I'm going to work away at that, get all set up to bring villagers in here, and when that time comes, I will bring you back for sure. Okay, so I'm back. I have my rills all set up and ready to go. I've already loaded a couple villagers in to make sure that it works. And so I'm going through, and you're looking for farmers will work, or I believe this guy's a fisherman, or Fletchers. You want the ones that have the brown robes, but they can't have an apron. So toolsmith, no good. Any of these guys who look like a farmer, no matter what it says here. So I'm going to keep my farmers, and I'm going to get rid of my more useless ones, the fishermen and Fletchers and things, to do the farming. And then these guys I will use to trade for emeralds with. And yeah, so if I just hit the button here, and come around back, he's going to be saved here on our safety line, which is going to come up this way. I just want to make sure that happens before I leave. Yeah, there he is. Oh. I was just flying a second ago. I don't know what's going on here with the lag. There we are. So here he comes. And then we got the line going all the way up here into the side of the building. Whoop. And what I've done is I put one more block in there, because sometimes if you set these guys free on top of farmland, they'll sink into it and get stuck. So that block's just so he's nice and safe, and then I try to ender pearl past him, but usually you just end up hitting him. Yeah, there we go. And if you do as I do and embed your hopper minecarts into these blocks, do not let them become untilled. If you jump on those, the minecart will just rise up out of the block, which is something I didn't know happened, but it does. So be careful of that. Get some dirt on my hotbar, like that. Block us in, and then I'm just going to go through, and I've been alternating crops all the way around. This one is potatoes, so you just go ahead and plant them all like that, and that's it. As soon as they start to grow, he'll start to harvest them. So yeah, I'll take you around and show you the ones that we've already got done. We have this one here, that one, that one. So we now have 4 done out of 8, so we only need 4 to go. I think I currently have one more non-farmer brown coat, so I'll put him in on this side maybe. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of breeding more villagers, which will be easy once we start getting food out of these guys. So you can see here we've already got 2 carrots and 7 carrots on this side, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, it'll be slow going at first, but it'll pick up the more guys I get in here. And once the crops actually start to grow, he'll be chucking basically all of his extra carrots into the chest immediately, because he'll have nowhere to replant except for the 2 squares that do the harvesting. So that's pretty sweet. I'm going to load some more guys in, work on that, and also maybe try to flesh this out a little more looks-wise, because right now it's just a box with some redstone lamps, and I want to improve that a little bit. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll be back. And I'm back. So for me, this is the next day, and I did it again. I ran out of recording time for the episode. I got to keep better track of that stuff. But anyways, I came back after the last clip and did a little bit of an AFK session here to see how the farm was doing with the 4 villagers that we had in there. And when I came back from that session, they were all zombified. So that was no good. If you remember, maybe you don't, these corners were open down to the bottom, and a zombie must have spawned up here, hopped down into the corner, and then he reached them through the corner, like that bug. Yeah, so I anyways had to go and kill them all, and then start again. So now it is fully loaded. Every one of the cells has a happy little villager farming away. And when we come back next episode, I'll explain all of this down here. And we're going to work on a system to transport items from these farms right down to our villager trading area, where we will need them for trading with farmers to get emeralds. So that's all going to be next episode, because like I said, I'm out of time for today. So thanks for joining me, and if you did like today's video, be sure to go down there and thumb wrestle that like button, show some support, and subscribe if you're new around here to see how this project and many more in the future turn out. Yeah, thanks for coming to hang out. Until next time, this is Scoozy, and I'm saying peace!